Imagine a life where anger no longer controls you. No more outbursts, no more regretful words or actions, no more overwhelming frustration. A life where you maintain peace of mind, even in the face of adversity. This might sound impossible, but Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that has guided some of the greatest minds in history, holds the key to mastering your emotions, especially anger. In this video, we will dive deep into how Stoic principles can help you eliminate anger from your life. After this, you'll never look at anger the same way again. You'll understand how to keep your emotions in check, remain calm in every situation, and regain control over your reactions. Let's begin. 1. Understanding anger. The first step to control anger is a natural emotion, a response to perceived injustice, frustration, or a violation of our expectations. However, the Stoics believe that while anger is a natural impulse, it is also a destructive one. In their view, anger is a form of irrational thinking, a failure to see things clearly, and a lapse in judgment. Key point: anger is a choice, not a reaction. According to Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The first step in overcoming anger is realizing that your emotional response to an event is within your control. No matter what happens, you always have the power to choose your reaction. 2. The dichotomy of control, what you can and cannot control. One of the most powerful Stoic concepts is the dichotomy of control, which divides things into what is up to us and what is not. Key point: focus only on what you can control. Anger often arises from trying to control things that are beyond our control. Other people, the outcome of events, or circumstances that we cannot change. By focusing on what we can control, which is our own thoughts, attitudes, and actions, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anger. When something external triggers you, remind yourself, this is beyond my control. I can only control my response. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By shifting your mindset and recognizing that external events are not yours to dictate, you reclaim your power and your peace. 3. Reframing. Changing the way you view challenges. A core Stoic practice for handling anger is reframing, changing how you view a situation. The Stoics believe that events in life are neutral. It's our interpretations that make them good or bad. If someone cuts you off in traffic or your colleague insults you, it's not the event itself that triggers anger, but your interpretation of it. Key point: reframe your thoughts. When you feel anger rising, pause and ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling myself about this situation? Am I overreacting? By reframing the narrative, you can change the emotional impact of the event. For example, instead of thinking, how dare they cut me off? I'm so angry. You could reframe it to, perhaps they are in a hurry, or maybe it was an accident. I have no control over their actions, but I can choose how I respond. The power of perspective, reflecting on your mortality. Memento Mori. One of the Stoic practices for overcoming anger is reflecting on your mortality. In the grand scheme of life, most things that make us angry are insignificant. The ancient Stoics practiced Memento Mori, which means remember you must die. This practice involves regularly reminding yourself of your own mortality to put things into perspective. Key point: perspective is everything. When you remember that life is fleeting and that every moment is precious, the things that once seemed worth getting angry over fade into insignificance. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year, 5 years, or on my deathbed? The answer is often no. This shift in perspective can diminish the power of anger, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Living with virtue and peace. 5. Acceptance of others. People are who they are. One of the major sources of anger is our unrealistic expectations of others. We often get angry when people don't behave the way we think they should. We expect people to be considerate, polite, or fair, but the truth is, people are unpredictable and imperfect. Key point: accept people as they are, not as you want them to be. The Stoics taught that it's essential to accept people for who they are, flaws and all. We cannot change others, only ourselves. Instead of expecting the world and everyone around you to conform to your ideals, practice accepting them as they are. This is key to managing anger, as it removes the frustration of unmet expectations. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Often, anger comes from imagined slights or projections. By recognizing that others are entitled to their own actions and thoughts, you free yourself from the burden of anger. 6. The Stoic view of injustice. When things are unfair. A lot of our anger stems from a sense of injustice. We get angry when life seems unfair, or when others wrong us. But the Stoics offer a different perspective. Key point: injustice is part of life. Seneca once said, "The more we value things outside our control, the more we make ourselves vulnerable to frustration." Life is inherently unjust. People will wrong you, situations will disappoint you, and things will not always go your way. The Stoics teach us not to waste energy on indignation, but instead to focus on maintaining our inner peace. Injustice is beyond our control, but our response to it is not. Choose to remain calm, accepting that life's unfairness does not need to provoke your anger. 7. Forgiveness. Letting go of grudges. Holding on to anger and grudges only poisons the one who holds them. The Stoics believed in forgiveness, not because the other person necessarily deserves it, but because it frees you from the chains of anger. Key point: forgive, not for them, but for you. When you forgive someone, you are letting go of the emotional burden that anger imposes on you. By holding a grudge, you allow someone else's actions to control your emotional state. Forgiveness is a tool for regaining your peace and returning to a state of calm. 8. Cultivating inner peace through meditation and reflection. The Stoics believe that inner peace comes from daily reflection and meditation. By practicing stillness and regularly examining our thoughts, we can learn to control our emotional responses and maintain a sense of calm no matter what life throws at us. Key point: daily reflection is the key to mastering anger. Every evening, reflect on your day. What triggered your emotions? Did you react with anger? Could you have handled it differently? This practice helps you become more aware of your triggers and how you can manage them in the future. Over time, this self-awareness allows you to stop anger in its tracks before it escalates. 9. The role of virtue, aligning with Stoic principles. The Stoics believe that the path to true happiness lies in living in accordance with virtue. Virtue, in Stoic terms, is living a life of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When you live by these principles, your internal world is aligned and external events become less impactful. Key point: live virtuously to transcend anger. Anger often arises when we feel our virtue is threatened. However, by focusing on cultivating virtue in our lives, we can rise above petty emotions. When you act with wisdom, courage, and justice, you naturally detach from the small annoyances and frustrations that once triggered your anger. 10. Conclusion: master your emotions, master your life. Anger doesn't have to rule your life. Stoicism offers a powerful framework for transforming your emotional responses. By practicing acceptance, reframing your perspective, focusing on what you can control, and living virtuously, you can eliminate anger from your life. Remember, anger is a choice, not a reflex. You have the power to change how you respond. Every time you feel anger rise, pause, reflect, and choose peace. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By embracing Stoicism, you will not only eliminate anger, but gain lasting peace and emotional resilience. Final thoughts. Implementing these Stoic practices is not an overnight transformation, it's a lifelong journey. But with patience, self-reflection, and a commitment to Stoic principles, you will find that anger no longer has a hold over you. You'll discover the calm, peaceful mindset that leads to a more fulfilling and harmonious life. If you found this video helpful and want to learn more about mastering your emotions and living a life of inner peace, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Every second day, we dive deeper into Stoic philosophy, self-improvement, and strategies for personal growth. Leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. What Stoic principle has helped you overcome anger? Let's start a conversation. And don't forget to share this video with anyone who might benefit from a calmer, more peaceful life. Remember, you have the power to transform your mindset. Keep practicing, stay calm, and live with purpose. Until next time, take control of your emotions and live like a Stoic.